Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Hilliard. I'm a partner with Elire. I lead our on-premise Center of Excellence, which a big part of that is PeopleSoft. Today, we're going to cover Elire's PeopleSoft Accelerator tools. We have two primary tools that we want to cover. The first is a customization identification tool. And our second is what we refer to as our scope object tracker, which contains many dashboards and other tools to help you track your scope of your project efforts, whether it's an upgrade or implementation or optimization effort. Starting with our customization identification tool, one of the problem statements, or a few of the problem statements that we try to address with this tool is that customers have a vast number of PeopleSoft enhancements, customizations. The customers don't realize whether customizations can be replaced with delivered functionality. A reading of a compare report can be very frustrating to customers. The lack of understanding of how the customizations are grouped together is frustrating for customers. A lot of times customers are lacking documentation of their customizations, so they really just don't know where they sit and why they were created. They don't know the number or type of customizations, whether bolt-on or customization to delivered. And there's typically a struggle that organizations have managing the scope of how they then work through their customizations, potentially removing those customizations, adding new features, having the capability of tracking that effort can be difficult for some customers. Focusing in on our proprietary customization identification tool, our tool runs on top of the delivered PeopleSoft Compare Report. It's an application process that will reference the output from that report. It'll categorize the customizations and group those customizations into a component level. So that's the one thing that the delivered compare report lacks, is the ability to put all the different objects that relate to a component in a bucket that can then be used, to more efficiently address what the customization is and how we can remove or decrease the impact of that customization. The application engine does that grouping and then calls a BI publisher report to then show where those customizations reside. Again, providing the menu, the component, the navigation to that component. And what we found is the grouping reveals a much cleaner, a more comprehensive view of all the online customizations at the modular and business process / component levels. The process itself facilitates a more efficient method for analyzing customized objects. So you're looking at multiple objects that relate to a specific business process or a business component. Customized objects are not reported on the BI Publisher report, are also provided within a report, and we consider those offline customizations. So that way we have a full library of what your application customizations, where they exist. This is just an example of the online output of the customization identification tool. On the left, we can see that this appears to be a bolt-on component, starting with the prefix of Z underscore. It provides the menu name, the component itself, the navigation to that component. And what we're seeing here are all the objects that were identified on the delivered compare report that reside underneath that component. So that's where the grouping comes into play. So all these customizations reside under this component, and we would typically recommend using our scope tracker tool to then identify, the purpose behind all these customizations, as we expect that they're related for a particular requirement. On the right side, we have an example of a delivered customization. So this is a delivered component, happens to be the Voucher Express component. Similarly to the bolt-on, we show the navigation and the delivered customizations that were part of that customization as well. The last piece of the BI Publisher is a summarized report, a grouping by the module. Within the module area, the count of customizations, and a split between online delivered. So if it's a delivered customization versus a bolt-on, and that's important as we get into the optimization or as we address the impacts of the customizations. Obviously, a bolt-on would have less impact, so that shows that the organization is trying to avoid having too much of a conflict when they do PUM updates or future upgrades. We also then provide a listing of all the offline programs that were identified. And again, these could be application packages. grouped at the module level. We'll also manually typically work with your team to manually identify SQRs and offline objects as well, so that we have a full comprehensive list. So this is a good summary, or a summary of our customization identification tool. This tool then would be fed into our scope object tracker tool that we'll cover in a future session. Thank you.